Our next presentation shows an analogy between the nature of Jesus Christ and the hemoglobin molecule of all things. Before we get into that, though, let's talk a little bit about molecules. I call this the gospel in the molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms bonded together. Atoms are very small. About 300 sextillion atoms of iron would only weigh about 1 ounce. How much would one atom weigh? Well, 1/300 sextillionth of an ounce. But in science we have different units to measure them, sort of like you wouldn't want to measure grains of sand with how many tons they weigh. It's ridiculous. You need a smaller unit of measure. And so when we're measuring the mass of atoms, we use AMUs, atomic mass units. So one iron atom has a mass of 56 AMUs. One hydrogen atom has a mass of 1 AMU. So you could say that iron is 56 times as heavy as hydrogen. One oxygen has a mass of 16 AMUs. How about a water molecule, H2O? It has a mass of 18 AMUs. There's 2 H's, each is 1, and the O is 16. 1 plus 1 plus 16. Water molecule has a mass of 18 AMUs, atomic mass units. How about the hemoglobin molecule? It has 10,000 atoms and has a mass of 64,500 AMUs. So it is enormous compared to the water molecule or to an oxygen atom or a hydrogen atom or even an iron atom. Now, how small are hemoglobin molecules? They're huge compared to other molecules, but they're small compared to your body. Your body has many red blood cells in them, and each red blood cell has about 280 million hemoglobin molecules. Your body is about 25 trillion red blood cells. So multiply that out, and how many hemoglobin molecules would be in your body? 280 million times 25 trillion, 7 followed by a whole lot of zeros, hemoglobin molecules in your body. So even though they're so huge compared to an oxygen atom or hydrogen atom, they're extremely, extremely tiny molecules. Let's look at them some more. Each second, your body makes about 500 trillion hemoglobin molecules because they wear out. Your red blood cells wear out, and so you always make new red blood cells. And so each second, your body makes 500 trillion hemoglobin molecules, each one with 10,000 atoms, all in just the right order. Talk about being fearfully and wonderfully made. It's an ongoing process as our body just lives. The hemoglobin molecule has 4 main chains of atoms in the molecule. It's a molecule consisting of 4 chains put together, chains of atoms. And the hemoglobin molecule can carry 4 oxygen molecules. So one hemoglobin molecule can carry 4 oxygen molecules. It can also carry 4 hydrogen ions and 4 carbon dioxide molecules and 1 molecule of diphosphoglycerate, DPG. And we'll talk about all of these in just a moment. First of all, it's important to realize how the Bible tells us in Leviticus 17:11, the life of the flesh is in the blood. So we have our physical life because of the blood in our bodies. How about spiritual life? It's because of Jesus Christ and his shed blood for us. Now, we can see some things about the hemoglobin molecule and the 4 things it can carry by comparing them to Jesus Christ and different aspects of his nature. And we can see those aspects illustrated in the 4 Gospels. The 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, each show something different about Jesus. Also, in the book of Revelation, there are 4 beasts around the throne of God, and they have been compared to 4 aspects of Christ's nature as well. So let's compare these 4 aspects of Christ's nature with the 4 beasts and with the 4 different things that can be carried by hemoglobin. So in the Gospel of Matthew, it talks about the kingdom of God. Jesus Christ is the king, his kingship. The beast in Revelation chapter 4, verses 6 and 7 is the lion, the king of beasts. And the molecule carried by hemoglobin, I believe an analogy would be hydrogen, because hydrogen is the number 1 atom in the universe. There's more hydrogen than any other type of atom in the universe. The sun is made of hydrogen, and it's being converted to helium, giving off energy. Water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. Second gospel, Mark, Jesus is called the Son of Man, and he came to be a servant. And the beast in Revelation, calf, cows, cattle, they serve us. They pull our plows, they give us food to eat. A molecule carried by hemoglobin, which might correspond to this, would be carbon dioxide. It serves us. It goes out from us. We exhale it, and yet the carbon dioxide provides the carbon for plants to take in photosynthesis to make food for us. The third gospel, Luke, talks about Jesus' humanity. He was all human. He was all God, but he was also all human, completely human. And the beast in Revelation 4, 6, and 7 had a face of a man. And the molecule carried by hemoglobin, oxygen. We need oxygen for human beings to live. And finally, the fourth gospel, John, stresses the deity of Christ. He wasn't just a good man. He was totally God. And in Revelation 4, 6, and 7, we have the beast is the eagle. The eagle is high and exalted like God. The molecule carried by hemoglobin, DPG, diphosphoglycerate. This is a molecule which enables you to adjust to high elevations. So how about that? We have 4 different kinds of molecules carried by hemoglobin, and each one of them can be an analogy for the 4 different aspects of Christ's nature. This isn't something that's written in the Bible. It's just something I noticed, and you might agree with it, you might disagree with it, but it looks interesting to me.